In the 1920s, there was a city in America where laws existed only in books. That city was Chicago. Here, silence did not come from peace. It came from fear. The moment people heard his name, streets went quiet. When he stepped out wearing custom-made suits, expensive shoes, and lit a Cuban cigar, people lowered their eyes. Police officers waited for his instructions. Politicians made decisions only after his approval. Judges ruled the way he wanted. This man was not just a gangster. He was a system, a parallel government. His empire was built on alcohol, gambling, money, and blood. This is the story of America's first superstar criminal, Al Capone. In 1920, the United States passed a law that changed history forever, the Volstead Act. Alcohol was completely banned. The government believed this would make society more moral. What it actually did was turn alcohol into gold. Legal bars shut down overnight. But illegal bars called speakeasies exploded across the country, and Chicago became the drinking capital of America. Corruption was everywhere. Into this chaos walked a man who knew how to turn law into profit. Al Capone's real name was Alphonse Gabriel Capone. He was born on January 17, 1899, in Brooklyn, New York. His parents were poor Italian immigrants. His father was a barber, his mother a seamstress. They had 9 children and almost no money. Capone was intelligent but dangerously hot-headed. At age 14, after attacking a teacher in a fit of anger, he quit school forever. That day, his formal education ended, and his criminal journey began. To support his family, Capone took on small jobs, but the humiliation of poverty pushed him toward the streets. He joined a series of gangs, starting with minor groups and moving up to more serious criminal organizations. The turning point came when he met Johnny Torrio. Torrio was different. He saw crime not as street brawling, but as a business that should be organized like a corporation. He recognized Capone's raw potential and recruited him into his fold. While working as a bouncer at a bar, Capone made a fatal mistake. He insulted a woman, and her brother attacked him with a knife, leaving him with 3 deep scars across his face that required 30 stitches. The world gave him a new name, Scarface. Capone hated it, but history would make it legendary. In 1920, Torrio called Capone to Chicago. Why? Because Prohibition had turned illegal liquor into a billion-dollar industry. Capone proved to be brutally effective. Anyone who refused to buy alcohol from his operation was eliminated. Bombings, shootings, and disappearances became common. Within a few years, Capone controlled bootlegging routes, bars, brothels, and gambling houses across the city. Chicago was no longer governed by law. It was governed by fear. When Torrio was almost assassinated in a gang war, he decided to retire. He handed his entire empire to Capone. At just 26 years old, Al Capone became the boss of the Chicago outfit. From that day on, Chicago belonged to him. Capone ran his criminal enterprise like a CEO. He had over 1,000 men working under him, with weekly salaries, defined roles, and a strict code of loyalty. His income, nearly $100 million a year in 1920s money. That's over $1 billion today. Police were bribed, judges were bought, and politicians were controlled. To the poor, he often appeared as a hero, handing out money and food. But to his enemies, he was death itself. Capone's biggest rival was the North Side Gang, and their rivalry exploded into a bloody war. Dozens of gangsters died on the streets of Chicago. Then came the moment that changed everything. February 14th, 1929. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Capone's men, disguised as police officers, cornered 7 members of the rival Northside Gang in a garage. They lined them up against a wall and executed them with machine guns. The brutal crime horrified America. Overnight, Al Capone became public enemy number 1. The government couldn't convict him for murder, so they attacked him from a different angle. Taxes. President Herbert Hoover personally ordered all federal agencies to bring him down. A special team of agents, known as the Untouchables, relentlessly pursued him. In 1931, Capone was finally convicted, not for his violent crimes, but for tax evasion. His sentence, 11 years in federal prison. Prison destroyed Capone. Untreated syphilis, a disease he had contracted years earlier, ravaged his brain. By the time he was released, his mind had deteriorated to that of a child. The man who once ruled Chicago could barely remember his own name. On January 25th, 1947, Al Capone died of heart failure. He had no empire, no power, no fortune. He was just a broken man, a shadow of his former self. Al Capone's story proved one timeless truth. When law collapses, criminals can become kings. But no empire built on fear lasts forever. This was Al Capone Uncovered. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more stories.